you get to 33, you're able to, like retire, you get what you want as far as you go down to, go down to Maui, you wanted to play video games, and that was the kind of like life that you wanted. But why was it that once you achieved everything that you set out to do, the past 10 years or so you've been working towards, why was it a depressing moment for you rather than like a invigorating, like super fulfilled and like a championship moment?
Right. Good question. So I think let me connect the dot first, and then I'll answer that question, the dots here, because when I retired at 33, it was not just from the real estate, right? So I had started building business and creating online courses and things like that. So that really accelerated that path of growth. But my focus was on retiring young. That was my goal in life. And this is all part of why that depression happened, is because everything I remember, I had this epiphany at 19. Okay. So from 19 up until 33, I had pretty much one major focus in my life, one major goal, which was to retire, right? To be able to live on the beach and play video games, right? That was, at that time, that's what I was thinking. And so I spent all this time and all this effort working towards that goal. And so what happens, there's this strange phenomenon that happens when you achieve a goal, especially a goal that you've devoted so much of your life to, is now you see, the thing that makes us feel fulfilled and happy in life is purpose. Like we have to be on our purpose. Like we have a mission. And that's why even like things like video games are addicting, right? I mean, what is playing a video game? It doesn't benefit you anything. It's just moving some sprite on the screen, but it has a purpose. There's a mission, right? You're going to gain a level. You're going to beat the boss. You're going to get the score, whatever it is, save the maiden, it has a purpose. And that's why it's so addicting to us, because we're feeling like we're fulfilling that purpose. We're getting closer to that thing. Okay. So it's the same thing with life in general. And so when you have this really big goal, like I did, and then you fulfill that goal, you complete that goal, what ends up happening is you're left with this void, because your whole life was built around this purpose. You had a purpose, you had a mission, you had something that you were driving towards. And then even when you achieve that, you enjoy that achievement for some time, but what it turns out is that the things that make us happy and like I said, fulfilled in life have nothing to do with what we actually have, right? There's this concept of the hedonistic treadmill, right? The more that you have, the more that, it's like even today, right? Like in the United States of America today, so many people complain and they actually think they're in poverty. There's no one in poverty here. No, if you have a cell phone, you're not in poverty. Like the level of wealth that the poorest person in the United States has here is extreme. It's extreme compared to the rest of the world, right? But the reason why those people feel like they're poor is because it's relative, right? And again, so it doesn't matter if you get all these things, right? Because you say, people in the US are so much better off than they were 100 years ago, right? The poorest of the poor are rich in comparison, but they don't feel any more rich, because it's not about what you get or what you have. It's about who you're becoming in that process. And so what happened for me was, I reached this goal, and in my mind, like reaching this goal was this amazing thing, and you're going to have, celebrations and pop a bottle of champagne and just like, yeah, okay, I'm retired. I'm rich now. I'm a millionaire. I never have to work again. And that wasn't the reality. The reality of the situation was that it really didn't feel any much different than normal life. And then, I tried to like play video games and just chill, and it was so depressing because I didn't have the purpose. I didn't have anything I was driving towards in my life anymore. And I just felt guilty the whole time. Like I should be doing something better than this. And so I couldn't actually enjoy it. And so, yeah, so eventually what ended up happening was I had to go back and go work. And I struggled with this for a long time in my life. Like just this concept of, why can't you relax, John? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why don't you just relax? Like everything, it doesn't have to be life or death. Like you don't have to push yourself to the limit every single day on every single thing that you do. And I tried to fix this defect in myself, right? And I went back and forth on this many times and tried to take off. And even after this happened, I had tried to like put my business on autopilot and have hire a CEO to run it, and then I could just like, take my time and whatnot. And what I found finally, I think probably within the last 2 years, is that I thrive on pushing myself to the limit. Like that life is about going and pushing yourself. And that is where you find the most fulfillment and joy in life. And so it's kind of all connected, right? I think there's multiple things going on. One is just that anytime you achieve a goal and you achieve that goal, you're going to feel depressed if the goal is about what you get. Okay, so I have a new way that I set goals now. It's when I set a goal, like running this 100-mile race, it's not about what I get. It's not about even competing, because I'm 230 some pounds. I'm not going to be winning that race, But what it's about is it's about who I become in the process. So my goals used to be about what will I get. Now my goals are about who I become. And that is critical, because it's a never ending thing. Because at the end of reaching this goal, I'm not left without a purpose, because I just leveled up, right? I've become, the whole point of it was something to stretch me towards so that I could grow, right? It's just looking for some anchor that I can toss my grappling hook to, something so that I can pull myself in that direction, it forcing me to grow. So that I think that was going on. And then, like I said, just this idea, this concept of, should you rest? Should you enjoy yourself and take and really no, we're not built to do that. We're built to push ourselves and to drive ourselves. Like the most best feeling I think that you'll have in your life, most content feeling, will be after a job well done. Right after you do some really hard work and you get it done. And that's, and that's the thing, is like, we're always fighting against that thing, like trying to take it easy, wanting to retire for the purpose of not having to work again. No, it's a wrong idea to pursue. Instead, we need to realize that it's when we accomplish things, when we push ourselves to our limits, that's when we feel the greatest achievement and sense of purpose, and we're really living our lives. And so, yeah, so that's kind of the journey that I took.
Wow. So that's very powerful, man.